What's cooking? Good looking? I am your platform partner, your hustling homie Jackson, all about helping you develop those communication skills that are worth millions. I want to talk with you specifically about some misconceptions when it comes to Toastmasters. Now, if you're watching this video, you should know a little bit about Toastmasters. If you don't, I will tell you this. It is the number one organization, international organization with leaders all across the planet. If you want to become a better leader, if you want to become a better speaker, communicator, Toastmasters is a great foundation for a professional to get themselves started. However, there's a lot of misconceptions about Toastmasters, and me being a Toastmaster for 10 years, I want to just give you my opinion and help you with your Toastmasters journey and what I have personally experienced. So first and foremost, hit that like button on this video if you like this type of content. And two, also put some comments. Let me know how long you've been a Toastmaster, if you are a Toastmaster, and what's your goal. So one of the very first misconceptions is people tend to think when you go to your first Toastmasters meeting, you think that Toastmasters will make you perfect. We hear Toastmasters. Have you ever been to a meeting, you heard a speaker, and you say, man, this person is really, really good. This person is amazing. And I want to be like that. Well, here's the reality. Toastmasters itself is a great platform. Very powerful tools, very foundational skills. However, Toastmasters, in my opinion, is not going to make you perfect. What it does, it's just like a membership going to the gym. It's going to provide you a atmosphere and an environment where you can develop and practice, where you can learn. But your growth is going to happen by you being disciplined and continuing to just develop whatever your skills are, developing your courage, your confidence, but if it's not going to transform you and just automatically make you great, because there's no one thing that can make you uniquely the best version of you. That happens based on you developing your confidence. So every time you see another person in Toastmasters that's great, it's not Toastmasters specifically that made them that way. They already probably had a good talent and skill, but Toastmasters just helped them hone in on and get evaluations to improve what was already naturally in them. So allow Toastmasters to pull out a better version of you by you putting your feet to the fire and having a positive environment. Okay. Two, the second misconception is seeking perfection. And this goes for members as well as leaders. Many times in Toastmasters, because there's this great formula that people have that works, meaning you go to the meeting, here's your agenda, here's your format, here's the time, and here's the restraints. We see that work so often in a good system that many people get stuck in that system and they don't want to go beyond that. And I know you've been to meetings where they can get so boring, and it's like, what's a good meeting? It's effective, but it's boring. And if you're a member, you don't want to go anymore because you're like, hey, it's the same old table topics. Everything's the same. So you got to switch it up. The process itself is effective. It's great. You don't need to deviate too much, but it is not perfect. So if you are an old school traditional Toastmaster, you have to be flexible with how you go about doing things in your meeting. I'm gonna give you an example. Like one thing that we're doing in our club, I propose tonight, is for our club to go live, to do our meetings live on Facebook, live on YouTube. That is not a very traditional thing, but the typical process is to say don't do it. But you have to do things like that when you're in a new world where nothing else is normalized. The old way of doing things are obsolete, and now you got to adapt to virtual. So you got to start thinking different and be open to doing things somewhat different. Okay, so I want to encourage everyone, the process is not perfect. Be open to some change. Okay, so that's a big misconception that I think Toastmasters have. They think they need to keep doing exactly the same thing over and over again and that they're going to get a different result. Usually it takes a little bit of innovation. So I hope that helps. Also, if you want to learn more about my club and my home club, it's called Bold Literary Talkers. You can find the club if you go to Bold Literary Talkers on Google. and you'll see the website pop up. We meet in the Chicagoland area. You should see some links that are there to join membership or contact some of the current officers as well. Club 708-973-BLT. So we look forward to having you as a guest, and this is virtual, so you can come to a virtual meeting and attend our next meeting. We would love to have you. Very last misconception that I would say is that Toastmasters is only for beginners. Now, this is kind of a controversial statement, but sometimes I see advanced speakers. They go to a Toastmasters meeting and they think, hey, this is just for people who don't have a lot of experience. They think it's just for people that are not very confident and they're just trying to learn basic stuff, like it's a college 101 class. And I'm going to tell you, that is not true. You can find people in Toastmasters on all levels of experience. We're talking about leaders, speakers, all levels. Beginners, we call those beginners. You call a beginner a neophyte. You got a leader, you got an experienced person, you call them a Socraton. You can find neophytes and Socratons all throughout the entire diaspora of Toastmasters speakers. If you are an advanced speaker, if you're a person that's already an author, you got a book, or you're already a corporate speaker, or I don't care if you're a comedian, there's things that you can learn from Toastmasters, little things like the power of pause. There's things that you can learn just by interacting with different environments. Toastmasters is one of the few environments that allow you to speak to people from 130 different countries with different cultures and backgrounds who perceive things different, and you can test out your material and whatever your speeches are and your leadership skills in these different environments to get different type of feedback. Remember, communication, much of it is about muscles and developing that consistency to be ready under any circumstance. If you're a great speaker, you take 1 year away from speaking and you come back, you will notice you will be rusty. So Toastmasters is a place where you can get back in shape. With that being said, to get in shape with us, hit the links in the description, subscribe to the page. I look forward to seeing you at one of our Toastmasters clubs. Also, get that book, Shut Up and Hustle, link in the descriptions. And I'll see you at the next meeting. Peace.